is going on in from blockchain to crypto. We're very happy to have you join us. And today we have some fascinating people hanging out. Again, a reminder, we're a month away from the Future Blockchain Summit, which is happening the 17th through the 20th of October in Dubai. And what an amazing time to be in Dubai, because Expo 2020 is going on. Of course, we have GITEX, FinTech Surge. So many events are happening in Dubai, and it's open. You want to go somewhere where it feels like life is happening? That's Dubai. So please make sure you take some time, come out and hang out with us in Dubai. And when you are, want to see the city and hang out, it is lively. It's wonderful. Christina, have you been to Dubai?
Oh, yes. And I'm looking forward to being there again. Dubai will definitely be the capital of crypto in October.
What would be one of your favorite things to do outside
meeting you, of
event?
Course. Well, meeting
what
you. Meeting you, Ken, finally.
No. When you're in Dubai, what are the things you enjoy doing?
Oh gosh, well, people. There are so many wonderful, interesting, different people. And I guess that will be this melt box then that will represent all the world, because even other big events that were planned for this year, like LA events, they are all going online in the end.
Yeah,
so I guess Dubai is, yes. So
yeah,
really looking forward to the Dubai Expo and all the wonderful events that will have so many attendees and speakers. Oh gosh.
Let me say a couple things that I really love about Dubai, and a lot of it has to do with technology and why Dubai is such a game changer in innovation. The metro. I am in love with the metro, okay? Now understand this. You can get from point A to point B, which is basically the entire city, in lightning speed, faster than driving in a car, in the metro. Here's a secret idea. Get the gold pass. It's super inexpensive. It allows you to sit in the front. It's comfortable. You got a lot of space, but you're able to move around from the World Trade Center area all the way up to, you go all the way past the marina, and it's super inexpensive, but Dubai is super high tech, on time, and ready for you. Okay, let's dive into some news that's going on. I am totally lost on where crypto is going on pricing. I look at Bitcoin, I thought it was going to actually fall more. Now it's kind of ticking up again. What do you use as barometers in your mind to kind of figure out when it stops and goes down or goes up? Or
it changes every day, I guess. Everyone likes it being in green, but then it's true that we should think in long-term developments, not, actually, I don't know. We will be talking today with a person who made a documentary about Bitcoin. I have no idea how you can make a documentary about anything like Bitcoin, because everything is changing so quickly in this world.
Yeah. You're right. How would you create something that's kind of evergreen, because who knows what it's going to be, right? A great point. What are the hot stories happening over at Cointelegraph?
Well, I guess one of the biggest highlight that I would like to pay attention to is that Google partnered with the Dapper Labs to support NFTs and gaming developments. Wow. That's really exciting.
That's actually huge.
Yeah, that is huge. Even though I haven't yet seen actually anything on the Google side as a communication. So it was communicated through Dapper Labs. But I guess, Google is just too big to prepare this as a usual press release. Sorry, there are something flying here.
Yeah, but wait. So let's make sure we understand. Explain Dapper Labs to people and what's their affinity with XRP.
Well, Dapper Labs is a network operator, and its scalable infrastructure of its blockchain actually powers an entire ecosystem of NFTs, games, and applications. And definitely what we see now in the NFT space is that everyone is trying to experiment with different applications of NFTs. And I honestly think that we haven't yet explored 5% of what could be the NFTs potential. What is your favorite use case for NFTs, Ken?
William Shatner, that's right, Captain Kirk from Star Trek, sold his x-rays of his teeth and all of his personal memorabilia within about 90 seconds. And it just shows that people that have some form of notoriety would normally go off to a Sotheby's or some type of giant auction house And online, you could do it so fast, and it was done authenticated real time. So imagine all the sports celebrities that are out there that generally have to go through a long, arduous process to go to an auction house. The NFT space just legitimizes and pushes it out and creates a secondary market very quickly. I love that.
Oh, I love the story of William Shatner. We actually interviewed him last year when he launched the project. And I invite everyone who wants to delve into this to the Cointelegraph magazine, where we have this wonderful feature. Speaking about NFTs, reportedly Apple App Store blocked Gnosis Safe Wallet update for hosting NFTs. And this may create some impact on like the further development on NFTs apps.
I have a feeling some of this has to do with the lawsuit that Epic won against Apple. Now, if people don't understand Epic, Fortnite and all these big games out there, they get an Apple toll every time someone goes off and uses the Apple platform to download the app. So there is a monthly hit if it's billed through the Apple App Store. So many of you might subscribe, let's say, for example, to Netflix, where you actually pay Netflix directly. But if you use Apple Pay, Apple then takes a 30% dip off of that payment process that happens through their system. So a bunch of the gaming manufacturers basically were watching what was happening with Epic, and Epic won. Epic basically said, we have multiple payment gateways, not just Apple. You should not be taking 30% off of us. And I'll tell you, a big winner of this was Spotify. But I have a feeling Apple now is sitting back going, all right, what do we do now if people are going to use us as their payment gateway for an NFT? I think we'll see this probably not be resolved this year. I have a feeling we'll see a lot of changes because of the Epic lawsuit. So we'll pay attention to that. Hey, today we have, as Christina said, we have some very interesting speakers joining us. Again, I want to remind you, we're a month away from the Future Blockchain Summit. We have been telling you about it for the last 9 months, and it's almost here. Please join us in Dubai. Please, please, please. So I want to introduce our first series of speakers, and they're coming to us from Poland. Let me go unmute all of our there's Dr. Sebastian. Dr. Sebastian, who I think is joining us from some type of rooftop. He's got something going on roof. Can you guys do me a favor and unmute yourself? Come on, guys, turn on your cameras. Turn on your cameras. There you are.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's great to see you guys. Now, you guys are joining us from, well, first you're in, why a rooftop?
Yes, you are right. As we discussed last time, I promised you that I will try to be much more enthusiastic and show you how Warsaw is beautiful. That's why I got on my roof, just to show you during our seminar how Warsaw is beautiful. I invite you all of you to Poland, because it's really amazing city,
awesome.
Capital of Poland, by the way.
How high it is?
I think that about 40 meters. 40 meters. It's not so high. However, the view behind of me is beautiful,
And the weather is good.
And then,
awesome.
I think we still have a summer in Poland, that all of places around Polish Sea as well, the Mazuri region, there is really beautiful place to spend some time.
All right. And then joining us from his Uber, what are you doing in your car? Why are you in your car?
There is very important reason why I'm here, because this specific car is a very important story, a part of a smart key story. This car was a beginning, how this project was started. That's why I want to tell you about our story from this car specific. I will show this car and why it's so important.
All right.
Interesting.
Take us away. Tell us about Smart Key.
Please.
Okay, then Smart Key story was began about 3 years ago. There was a meeting with me and my friends. After a while, we sat at the pub and we start discussing about men's topics. That's mean we start to discuss what car do you like? What car do you prefer to drive, maybe? And of course,
women also like these topics, Simon, really.
okay, I'm happy about it. And obvious choice was Ferrari, Lamborghini, etc. But everyone thought that I want to try to drive Ford Mustang. Okay, Ford Mustang, it's not so expensive car, yes. And we was 6 of us, and we start searching Google how to buy Ford Mustang and how do you want the new one, or it's enough to drive a used one? Okay, it's enough to buy 2 or 3 years old car, yes. And we decide to buy one car because we want to share between ourselves, because all of us have in this at this time families, and maybe it will be some tricky parts to convince my wife, like, honey, I will buy Ford Mustang because I want it. But if we could buy one and share between friends, it could be possible. And at that time,
Okay.
I figure out how to do it and how to do the sharing, this part of sharing. And I know already IoT devices that could open and close the cars without any keys. And now I'm figure out how to do application without application, because there is, at the beginning it was only for fun, just for friends, and we figure out how to use blockchain. We create a token, special token. Now I know that this kind of token, its name is NFT tokens.
Okay.
We create some special tokens, spread this token, share between our friends, the amount equal to the money they give us to this car. And we can use at this time ordinary crypto wallet to share and store this token. That's mean we don't need any special IT application, and we don't need special servers or IT clouds, anything. We need only this device. This device was connected directly to the blockchain, and everything is placed on the blockchain. That's why we create at this time the first most secure car key in the world.
Cool. So how many people own your car?
Yeah. So can you first, do you have the car key with you? Does it look like a normal key? Is it just your smartphone? What is it?
No, everything is automated. You can imagine that you as a user, you have maybe keys equal to possess this car for 2 days. You go to this car, send a transaction, this key transaction between your wallet and a wallet directly stick to the car, and this car will open you, because the only way to get this NFT token, this key token, is to get this key from the owner of this device. And this simple way show us the possibilities that kind of technology, we called it smart key at the beginning. And this kind of technology could also be used also with hotels, with apartments, with other use cases when you want to share a keys. We create.
Yeah, but gentlemen, help me out here. So I hear what you're saying, but I'm kind of puzzled. It sounds like this technology has already existed for a long time, but you're saying now that it's on the blockchain, you're utilizing blockchain just to enhance it. But is this really evolutionary? It sounds like, revolutionary. It sounds like just evolutionary. It's 1.0 to 2.0. Is it a game changer? I don't hear the game changing aspect yet.
I think, yes, of course, it's an evolution of this kind of application that can manage and open your door. But using blockchain is a real revolution in the world. Why? Because blockchain is open source and available for everyone. And we figure out how to use blockchain to convince other companies that already have similar products, similar services, like car sharing company, bike sharing, scooter sharing companies, Airbnb, and etc. Because there is a specific problem in the world. There is a lack of communication standard between those smart solutions, smart IoT solutions, because those companies are compete each other. There is no any worldwide connection standard to connect directly but not directly. That's why we are using blockchain. We compare this technology to the Bluetooth. Of course, you can create your own smartphone with Bluetooth, and other producers can create headphones with Bluetooth also. And the customers have guarantee that he can use it easily and combine and use both of these products as one. And blockchain changing everything, because till that time, big corporation and many companies, they don't see any threats to use the blockchain. Yes.
I'm watching people in the chat over at YouTube, because understand we're streaming this over on YouTube also. Someone says this technology is so smart. I'm still a bit lost on something, and maybe Christina, you could help me translate this better. It sounds like this is just using blockchain to do something that something already else does, or do you see it being?
I guess my question would be, will people understand that they are using something on blockchain? And is there a difference if they use this without blockchain and if they use it with blockchain?
Yeah.
I can tell you one reason, and then I will ask Sebastian about his opinion, because one of the reasons was if you can imagine that you can store and use your key for your private home, and you are staying in the front of your home, there is raining, and you want to go inside. And of course, your lock don't want to lock out. Why? Because everybody knows that most secure application is a bank application, or Google is most secure place, maybe. But I remember a few times, even with my banks, there was I don't know the reason, but there was a break. I can't use my bank for a few hours. And why? Because they are centralized. And there is a problem with this, because if you can imagine that if you even once you will stay in front of your house and there will be raining, that I'm sure that it will be last time that you will use these keys. Blockchain have this advantage above ordinary IT systems, that blockchain never stops because it's fully decentralized. This is the one reason why only blockchain could store so important thing for people's life, like keys for your goods, for your offices, for your car, and etc. That also gives you other advantage above ordinary IT system, because you can easily use blockchain fully anonymous, without any registration. Because it's my way how to, if I want to share with my family or my employee, it's only my choice. And I don't
Great. Let me go to Dr. Sebastian.
This...
Dr. Sebastian, I know you wanted to bring something up. By the way, I like how the two of you have found a way to get pink in both of your shirts.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Oh, yeah, that's true. What is about the pink color? Huh?
The pink color is, I love magenta, by the way. I just would like to take your attention on that. You should pay attention on me. Can try to answer your question. There is evolution or revolution. I think that both of two titles suit for this project, because first of all, I'm not anymore in Orange. That is true. However, I met Szymon 8-9 months ago, and he just briefly explained me what is the heart of the system. And I think the revolution is because we engage Telco into the blockchain. And it is not the internal reason. There is really pure city case. And that is, I think, revolution, because telcos, as you know, in general, from the history, they are responsible for the security of connectivity from 2 to 5G currently. It means very advanced mobile access. And what has been done around this project, we join two areas, blockchain and IoT. It means that we are creating completely new area of the business, blockchain, Internet of Things. Around this case, as Szymon mentioned, you have at least two important topics. IoT is controlling the infrastructure, is giving the highest security because telecommunication network is securing the connectivity. It means it's very secure, especially for the cities. And blockchain giving us democracy of the access and flexibility of the standard. It means that if you are touching the city, hundreds of different devices, hundreds of different sensors, many applications, you need something which really works on top of those thousands of different elements of the
Did
smart
I understand correctly that you started experimenting with that 7 years ago?
not 7 months, sorry.
7 months.
Ago.
Okay. So where are we on this path? Like,
7
how would you
months, 7
see the
months.
development of the IoT and blockchain in, let's say, a year from now?
I think that we started something brand new, especially for telcos, especially for telcos. I personally believe that we really
Telcos is telecommunications. For those who don't know.
Telecommunication, different telecoms around the world. We've done it in Poland with Orange. However, now the way we showed is for all of telecoms around the world. Why? Because telecoms plus blockchain with a very smart use case really is the game changer around the city. Try to imagine that through the one access, which is fully with a fully democratic way of reusing it, you can manage sensors, you can manage traffic lights, you can manage all of accesses around the city. And what is really king around this game, there is the simplicity. There is really simplicity. Even from my personal experience, I just met many different clouds in the one city, 3, 5, 6, 7, each cloud for different solution. If you are using this kind of way of the service, which reuse blockchain, you are really making the standardization around it. That is really big revolution for the cities. I'm strongly believe in it,
Okay, guys, so this to us. What will you be showing off in Dubai?
In Dubai, yes, we have large exhibition stand, and we mainly will show live use cases, because first use case when we try to use our technology was the use case when literally blockchain saves people's life, because we have built solution when car ambulances and fire workers could easily go and get inside to the gated communities using an NFT blockchain-based keys. This solution.
Will you bring ambulances to the exhibition center?
It was idea to do it, but we will
reconstruct the whole city where we can demonstrate how blockchain could be applied.
But you need for this reason big stage, because you as well have the fireman truck,
We should be ambitious.
All right. So guys, last thing before we go, which we're really excited to see you. If people want to find out more about what you're doing, what's the website?
Website is smartkeyplatform.io. Yes.
Okay.
There
and then
you will find more, and try to find us also on the YouTube channel. There is some videos about use cases.
And then last, when Christina and I take you out to karaoke, what song will you two be singing? What is your karaoke song?
The first in my mind, it was 100 lat in Polish. That's mean happy birthday to you.
But when can I choose? I think it will be Thunder, Imagine Dragons. I think it is more or less similar to this project. Thunder for you, Thunder.
Awesome.
I like that. Happy birthday and Imagine Dragons. Guys, we really appreciate you sharing time with us. We're looking forward to seeing you in Dubai, October 17th through the 20th. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Drive safely, Simon.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
So that's our first group of speakers today. Thank you so much. Notice a lot of interesting technology coming out of Poland lately. Have you noticed that, Christina?
Yeah, that's actually incredible. I guess this is because there are so many wonderful minds who work as software engineers. And the more you have of those people, the more experimenting you get with the blockchain industry as well. That's pretty impressive.
But Poland, I would not have expected Poland to be this new bright star.
Well, it's been a
blockchain
while,
technology.
I guess. It's really been a while. For example,
Yeah.
I was interviewed for a podcast of a Polish guy who decided to interview women in crypto and blockchain 2 years ago. That was a kind of a revolutionary idea. I mean, in this world that is highly high tech and highly man dominated. And he launched this podcast and it was in Poland. I was honestly surprised. He's still doing that.
I love Poland, by the way. I really do. Like I said, Krakow, beautiful
Blockchain
city.
on hills, I guess it's called.
Is that what it was? Okay. So when you think about crypto, do you think blockchain?
Of course.
See, I don't think most people do. I think there's a complete separation of it.
And that is
and
actually what is the journalist's mission is about, to explain that actually this facets of the same technology, that is blockchain technology. I remember in Davos at the World Economic Forum 2 years ago, when everyone started talking about blockchain, but crypto was banned as a word because everyone was thinking that these are two separate things. That is not. Well, crypto, including Bitcoin, is one of use cases of applications of the blockchain technology. And this is also one of the easiest way to involve people because this is more simple to explain how it works with cryptocurrencies. What do you think, Ken?
I have a feeling my biggest concern has been what I've been seeing, and it's exactly what we just saw, and that is blockchain has not done something that is revolutionary yet, other than crypto.
Yeah, still are in the brackets. Are revolutionary.
But crypto, I mean, Bitcoin is revolutionary, not evolutionary. It is a game changer where other technologies are doing migration to blockchain to say, all right, we have to upgrade, modify, go to the next level. But it's not going, wow, without blockchain, this could never have existed other than crypto. That's all I see at this point in time, unless there's something else that's out there that will uniquely. So an NFT might be the very first outside crypto that is a game changer.
Well, what about DeFi? Honestly.
But that's in the crypto space. That's in the crypto space.
Wow. Okay. But like, I mean, crypto is one of the applications of the blockchain technology. Like you can't say that it's not like, and then whenever you experiment more with the technology, you actually maybe just expand the cryptocurrency world. Yeah, of course. But DeFi is not only about cryptocurrencies.
I get, well, it's decentralized financing, which would be within the crypto space. You have to use.
Okay, so you tell that it's not about, like, now it's revolutionary in the financial world and you want to see it revolutionary in other industries.
I want to see it in medical. I want to see it in logistics. I still want to see it in transportation, in food services.
I totally agree with you. Climate change.
See it in that.
Carbon.
Identity. Yeah, carbon footprint. And this is probably where one of the dilemmas is. The dilemma is what really is going on, not just in the crypto space, but in the overall blockchain space. And our next speaker is going to help us really do this. So our next speaker is a futurist. He is also a documentarian. He's out there looking at the stories. Ian, can we see your beautiful face coming to us from New York?
Hey. Absolutely. Hey, Christina. Hey, Ken. How are you?
Hi, Ian.
I'm great, buddy.
Great to have you.
So that conversation that we're having is all around the dilemma of even describing what's going on. Because if I say crypto, someone says, oh yes, I get it. And I know we're in the know because of this group is very crypto and blockchain focused. But the average world person does not know the difference between blockchain and crypto. Yeah. And I think that's where one of the confusions comes from. What's your thought?
I think everybody, first of all, needs to watch my documentary from 2019 called Blockchain City. It's on YouTube, it's on Amazon Prime, it's out there everywhere. And that documentary addresses what blockchain is, what the use case is, how Dubai is using blockchain, and a bunch of other places, right? So that is a very nice place to start. I was also listening to you and Christina discussing why Bitcoin is, NFTs are doing so well and why blockchain hasn't taken off. And I really believe the fundamental reason for that is that consumers can't do anything with blockchain, right? I asked Joe Lubin in my interview for the documentary, and he said, everyday people will never know things are running on blockchain unless they are really technical and they're inside with the wrench. So people, you, me, I, everybody else, we don't know what's behind a microprocessor in a computer. I don't care. As long as my computer does the work that it needs to do, whatever's running inside, it doesn't matter. And that's what's happening. Now blockchain is going into the consumer space. I can log into my trading platform and I can buy Ethereum right now for $1 or $10 or Bitcoin or whatever. And so the power has shifted, and people now have the power to make those decisions. And that's why it's taking off so much. And you'll see this happen in a lot of industries. When things go from B2B to B2C, there's an explosion of things that happens. And that's what's happening right now. Interestingly, and this is from today morning, like an hour ago, Ray Dalio, who's a billionaire investor and so on, hedge fund manager, he says that Bitcoin will never take off if it scares regulators. They're going to shut it down. And I had to retweet him and say, I respectfully disagree, because I personally don't believe that anybody can squash the Bitcoin / blockchain / crypto revolution. It's bigger than what we have ever known. And I'm not saying go buy crypto. I'm just saying blockchain-based technologies are extremely big, and they are changing the fundamental nature of how we transact and how industries work and how data is captured and stored and so on. And it's going to be hard for regulators to crush that. So with that, thanks for having me.
Thank you, Yanni. You actually made me think that maybe the fact that we understand better the cryptocurrencies, because, well, for us, currency is money. But actually, what is the main asset of the future? It's data. It's information and data and code. And this is what the blockchain technology actually works with.
Yeah, absolutely. And, what blockchain did is that it changed it's called a foundational technology. And we need to understand what foundational technology is. It means it just changes everything. It changes the fundamental way we do things. So blockchain, we know it's immutable. It has trust. It has all of these things. But it just completely changes the way information is stored and retrieved. And that's a big thing, right? So that's why it's taking time to adopt to it. But that adoption is definitely happening, but it's taking time because it's big. It's going to change the nature of many industries, the automobile industry, the healthcare industry. And so I'm not surprised that it's taking time for blockchain to being adopted, to become mainstream. It's happening. And the next 10, 15 years is the curve that we're looking for in terms of adoption.
Interesting.
But I kind of see where Ray Dalio is coming from. So we saw, of course, when Facebook tried to do Libra, and we saw this massive squash that governments, specifically the United States, did right away. We're seeing now governments saying, let's go digital with the digital yuan coming out of China. That has full government support from the Chinese government. That there is a different model than a decentralized crypto like Bitcoin. I see like what the petrodollar was back in 1971 that dominated the world space until now. I see something like a digital yuan backed by a government actually becoming much more powerful than Bitcoin. That's the way I see it.
No, absolutely, and I agree. I really feel that we're trying to play catch up. The Western world, the rest of the world, apart from China. China is a very unique story. They have their own thing going on. I think they're ways ahead of anybody else in terms of artificial intelligence, in terms of blockchain, crypto. They're doing a lot of things, but we necessarily might not know everything they're doing. And this thing that the digital yuan is coming is light years away from what the US is doing with this dollar. We've got to get our act together in the UK, in France, in Germany. And so the traditional leaders of the Western world, which were UK, Germany, France, Canada, America, whoever, they're being left behind now because China is taking precedence. They're moving faster than anybody else.
Do you think that the pandemic actually increased this gap or decreased it?
I don't know what the connection of the pandemic is, but China has come under scrutiny because of the pandemic. But I don't think they've stopped their AI efforts. I don't think they've stopped their crypto efforts because of the
Wait, let's step back. I'm going to tell you where I really think it happened, and it's going to sound really ridiculous. It was the keyboard. Let me explain this. The query keyboard you and I were all used to, the QWERT keyboard, did not work in China properly. And it doesn't work because of the character set in China is thousands of characters they have, where we have 26 letters that we're able to use. So to conform a word in Mandarin is very difficult on the keyboard. So they had to come up with a keyboard that had predictive analysis. Let me give you an example. I'm not a good typer, probably about 46 words per minute. That's what I type. I'm not good. Where if there is a typing competition that's happening, some of the best typers that type maybe 126 words. In China, they type 200 to 300 words a minute because it does predictive analysis. So as you're typing something, it starts to predict what you're typing, kind of like what Google does when you type it in, but it gives full sentences. Now, this is where it gets fascinating. They are doing an IoT of everybody typing on all devices, so cloud predictions is happening. So if I start typing in something, it's looking at what everybody in China is typing, saying, oh, this is a popular topic. This is what you're looking for. It's doing an analysis of this. So imagine if you type in Tiananmen Square and you're starting it automatically starts censoring, or Taiwan. It will start censoring it because it's looking at, now, why is this a big deal? It will start analyzing what people are saying about money and transactions and financial. So the digital yuan, I think, just China by itself is going to become a dominant force because the government watches what people are requesting and asking for. Nowhere else in the world does that. And it's all because of the keyboard starting. So I want us to look at what the petrodollar was, because that was the dominant currency. With the whole one bridge, one belt that's happening right now, China is starting to basically demand those countries that they've laid infrastructure with to start paying with the digital yuan. That's the game changer. So there's a lot going on there. I apologize going through this long banter, but I've been studying the keyboard and how the keyboard has really affected China. I know it's pretty fascinating, right?
I love it. Here's my question, right, to Christina, Ken, both of you, and to anybody else who's listening, that where do you think the fight or the difference or the gap between what big tech does and government does, right? What about regulations? How are they going to play a part in how big tech adopts cryptocurrency / all of that, NFT, DeFi, versus what regulators want to do, right? That is the big question. I really believe this is going to intensify as big tech, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, whoever, bank on Bitcoin, bank on cryptocurrencies, bank on blockchain to add that level of trust, because they're consistently coming under scrutiny because of privacy reasons and all of that. We know the whole story behind social media platforms. Where do you think that's going in the next few years as big tech adopts blockchain technologies?
That's a
You want to try
fascinating
that one,
question.
Christina?
And I mean, I don't know at all, even though I understand that even the most, anarchic visionaries have to become compliant at some point, because it's impossible to be in your niche without being compliant when there is this pressure. But I would like to highlight the importance of access to information. And this is where it actually becomes a game changer, because when regulators, some governments limit access to information, what is actually currently happening in some countries, including China, including Russia, including some other big players, that is when the democracy of the technology can actually be expanded to full. My question to Yayan, will your documentary be available in China?
Absolutely. So here's a little bit about
on
the
Facebook.
Documentary. So here's a quick intro on the documentary. So my latest documentary is called The Bitcoin Dilemma. And it's not only about Bitcoin, but it's about this entire Bitcoin powered revolution that started, in a decade plus ago, when Bitcoin was released to the world with that white paper. The Bitcoin dilemma addresses many questions that we have. What is Bitcoin? What is crypto? What is DeFi? What is NFT? Is it increasing? Is it decreasing? What should we do? So it addresses all of these questions because we have the creme de la creme of experts in the documentary. We have Michael Casey, best-selling author of at least 5 different books on crypto. We have Scott Melker, crypto trader.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, the Wolf of Wall Street. I have Kim Commando. She's got the largest running technology show in America, broadcast to more than 450 radio stations, and she's really, really well known. I have the chief economist of the SEC, and that's Chester Spatt, and he talks about Elon Musk and why Elon Musk is not necessarily the best example of somebody supporting or not supporting crypto, right? What do celebrity CEOs gain from pushing a cryptocurrency high or low, right? We all see those tweets coming up about Dogecoin, and why is it not necessarily a good thing? I've got Daniel Roberts, Dan Roberts from Decrypt. You probably might know him in journalist circles. Mark Yusko. I've got Bobby Lee from the Bitcoin Foundation. He was the first people who created an exchange in China, and he has a new book that he talks about and his take on crypto. Okay, here's something really interesting. Lemon Baird, the creator and inventor of Hedera Hashgraph. He's in the documentary. He's talking about more of the revolution overall rather than his cryptocurrency. And all these people are an incredible source of knowledge that is not available anywhere. And so,
is it possible to create an evergreen documentary on Bitcoin?
No, I don't think so.
No, there's no way.
So what's the time span?
Let me throw an idea out, because you asked us regarding companies and crypto, and right now Starbucks has almost $2.5 billion in credit sitting on this people's Starbucks cards. $2.5 billion in just credit.
$2.5 billion. Wow. I've got like $10 there too. So
yeah, right. Cool. I mean, I haven't used mine, and I think I have $100 on it, right? Yeah. But imagine all of that globally that's sitting on that card. What would be their advantage for them creating their own token? What would be their advantage? This is where there's a legitimate case use for somebody like a Starbucks or Microsoft on their game card, or Apple. So all of a sudden you go, should companies like what Facebook was trying to do, launching Libra, should a Starbucks launch their own token? And let's not talk about Bitcoin, but the Starbucks coin. Or those are interesting situations because it's tangible today, because there's a lot of money that's sitting inside their bank accounts right now that should be converted, right?
Absolutely. And if you look at some other companies like Apple, they've got tons of money lying around offshore across the world, billions and trillions of dollars. Amazon, Microsoft, whoever, right? The question is, why doesn't Amazon have their own token, or why doesn't Microsoft have it? And this is where the evolution of Bitcoin / blockchain on all of this ecosystem is. I really believe we are in the initial days. It hasn't matured to the level that everybody needs to do it. Look at NFTs. The last 6 months have been crazier than the last 2 years, right? And that's where NFTs they're just rapidly, exponentially rising with the Banksy sale, with a bunch of big sales, the $1 million sales. With large organizations, corporations, they really need to see the long-term vision. They really need to see the long-term returns. And, that's how large organizations invest. I believe that if they have a use case around how do you bring your community together, what's the benefit to Starbucks customers rather than how do we make more money? Making money is great for Starbucks, but their bigger mission also should be as an organization, a corporation, is how do we offer more to our customers, and how do they benefit, and how do we grow this ecosystem? They might be doing a pilot. Who knows? Who knows who's going to come out with what? But look at traditional loyalty points, the points system, the air miles, right? It's the same thing where you use points across different platforms and you hold that currency somehow as points. Airlines do it, health clubs do it. hotels do it. The Marriott Bonvoy points, you can use it across 80 different hotels or 300 different hotels. So all that exists right now, but not necessarily on blockchain, and it's not a token, but in another dimension, it is kind of a token where you can use that as a currency, except now things can be on a blockchain and it's immutable. Having said that, I really believe some things do not need to be on blockchain. Sometimes it's overkill. You're using a cannon to shoot a fly, and that's where we need to be more cognizant that, hey, I don't think this is a use case for blockchain. Don't even try it because you're going to sink all your money in it. And, Future Blockchain Summit is happening. I've been visiting that show every year since it started. And it's got some incredible stuff. There's some really nice vendors, companies, startups. So I'm super excited to be there next month.
We are too, and I think that's the perfect segue. The movie we'll be showing the movie there, right?
We're working on something, but during GITEX week, we definitely have documentary screenings happening. I've got more than one venue in Dubai where the documentary will be screened. We've got some local partners, some government entities. So I will make an announcement in the next week or so about where it'll be available. But no, it definitely is going to be available throughout that week.
Awesome. I love that. And again, when Christina and I take you out to karaoke, what's going to be your karaoke to-go song?
Hey, I'm really good at karaoke. You better take me with you.
Let's go.
But what's the song going to be? What's your to-go song?
You too, but I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
But I still... Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
I'm
Christina,
looking
what's
for
yours?
that perfect crypto investment. I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
What I'm looking for? Christina, what's yours? What's
Or
your
whatever.
go-to?
I like singing. Whenever I don't talk, I sing. So
Yeah. Or
But you
my
don't have
second
a
one is Sweet
to-go
Child of
song?
Mine. So we can do Sweet Child of Mine.
Ooh, I like that.
awesome.
Mine's Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Yeah. I want to address this thing that Christina, you were talking about earlier, is the regulation and the compliance. I just wanted to mention that I feel these are two different things, regulation and compliance. Many companies can be compliant on the law that, hey, I'm just making it and I'm compliant, right? But regulation is more about shutting down things, controlling things, right? And so it's interesting to see how that evolution happens with governments and big tech and the crypto space and the blockchain space. Because for me, regulation is about stopping that growth. Look at they're talking about splitting big tech into smaller entities so that they don't become too powerful. That's regulation. But hey, all of them are still compliant with so interesting thing, regulation and compliance that we all should watch out for.
By the way, Ben can say, can you sing Thunder by Imagine Dragons? All right, Ben, maybe that's the song. I don't know. So let's make sure people want to find out more. The website is what, Ian?
Of course, bitcoindilemmamovie.com. And I'm going to paste this into the YouTube chat. If you're not there, you should be there. Bitcoindilemmamovie.com.
Looking forward.
There's a pre-sign up thing there. I'll let you know when it's out. And here's an interesting thing, Ken and Christina and everybody who's watching. We are going to do an NFT drop as part of the promotion of the film. So we're coming out with an NFT. It's going to be something very specific in digital art, and it's going to be up for auction. And depending on the bidding, the highest bidder may become our executive producer for the documentary. So we're doing something
What?
very... Yeah. That news is coming up.
Wow.
That's
you
crazy.
know already what will be your next documentary?
Yes, I have online the next thing coming on the future of work. It's called The Future of Work Debunked. We have then AI, The Next Frontier. These are all skewed up to be released in the next few months. And then we head into next year with some new projects.
Cool, interesting.
Are we looking at an artificial background or is that a real background?
This is a real background. No, this is
okay. I gotta know what's inside the box, the wooden box behind you.
This, my friend, is the secret box. No, it's empty. There's nothing in it.
Oh. Well, Ian, thank you so much for sharing time with us. Aaron, thank you so much. We're very excited to see you next month at the Future Blockchain Summit. That's the 17th through the 20th in Dubai. Christina, of course, people want to find out more about your 400 stories you come out with every day. It's unbelievable. You're like a...
Well, because there are so many exciting stories happening right now in the space. Cointelegraph.com And feel free to reach me on Twitter, Christina L. Corner. Happy to talk to you about anything exciting happening in the space, and meet you all in Dubai very soon.
Yes. And I'm Ken Radio on Twitter and Instagram. I'm on Instagram more than anything. I want to thank everyone for joining us, and we'll see you at our next one. We have a very interesting panel in 2 weeks from now, so we'll see you then. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
Bye-bye.